Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're actually going to be talking about Ripple XRP, as I do think that we are about to have a major breaking point to all-time high plus. So yeah, I mean, with that being said, let's actually just jump into it. Let's not waste any more time. So just to give you guys a quick update, I just want to let you guys know, if you guys aren't already subscribed to the channel, definitely subscribe and turn notifications on, as I do upload pretty much every single day, doing insights on the market, what I think is going to be happening, and pretty much just going in depth on some technical analysis as well as some fundamental analysis as well. So do not miss out on any updates. Definitely subscribe and also like this video. I think that we could easily smash 100 plus likes. So with that being said, let's just jump into it. Let's talk about some stuff. So overall, the entire market looks fairly stable. It hasn't been moving too much. Everything's been kind of in a bore fest, if you will, the calm before the storm, as I do like to call it. And the reasoning for this is just because this is following the 4-year cycle. A lot of people will get wrapped up in the idea of we're in a lengthening cycle, whatever the case may be. But honestly speaking, all you have to do is look back at Bitcoin and even XRP back to 2013, 2014, 2017, 2018, and guess what you see? You see the September dip, and you see it trading for about roughly 21 days, and guess where that puts us? September 27th. I've been calling this, I've been talking about it for a very long time, and I honestly believe that we're playing it out perfectly. So with that being said, let's actually talk about it. So overall, the market, like I said, has been sitting stable. Things look bearish on the 7-day, nothing too crazy in terms of that. We see Solana still up significantly. We see XRP has been ranging in the $5 to $10 zone for a fairly long time now. It did break down a little bit below the $5, but it has regained it multiple times. That $5 is very strong to actually break and hold below. So overall, XRP looks fairly strong. Most altcoins actually look fairly strong as well. We do see a lot that are up significantly on the 7-day span. ALGO still up 75.17%. We see a lot of altcoins doing similar moves. Now, in regards to XRP, why do I think that we are about to break out? Why do I think that we're about to hit all-time high plus? Why do I think that this is the calm before the storm? Well, it's very simple. So let's actually look at this. So right now, XRP is doing a very nice pattern. It's doing this nice little, dropping point, building up. We could pretty much build up, and the overall next target point for us to build past is pretty much just $1.30, right? We see that being a major support, but we also see it being a major resistance point to actually break and hold above. It is actually a support zone even before the major move in April to that almost $2 range. Right now, we could say currently the major support zone is that $5, almost $6, and I've been calling that for a very long time. The next major breaking point, or the next major breakout event, would have to put us over about roughly $1.25. This is $1.24 on resistance, but realistically speaking, we even see the major support level being $1.25 up there. It's also a major resistance level. Now, around that zone, we just need to break out of $1.30 plus to actually hold above $1.35, which is right here, or around that level. That is the next major pinpoint for the upward momentum, as we even see going back to the May 14th price targets, where we pretty much jumped out of almost $1.70. Overall, the price looks fairly strong. XRP, for what it is, has held the 50-day MA closely. We have traded on an uphill battle against the 50-day MA, and we have held support very, very strong. We have a lot of buy pressure on XRP. We even see that on XRP's overall volume. There has been over almost $4 billion flowing through XRP. We see the volume actually on a little bit of a decline, but it has been increasing significantly a little bit. We did see the volume decline the past few days, but now it is sitting about at that stable 3.4 billion. But overall, when we look at this, right, I don't think that we come down too much lower. A lot of people are calling for a lot lower price action on it, but overall, I think from our current level, I think that we have only a little bit of time left before we get back into the momentum of that uphill battle, which is about 15 days. Now, after this 15 days, I think that it's going to be 80 some days. I think it's about 84 days until Bitcoin tops out, which would be about December 20th. Now, as we know in the past cycles, XRP likes to run a little bit more. It actually likes to run the last 10% and top out around that January timeframe. So we roughly have, I'll say, pretty much almost 100 days of solid price action to look forward to after these 15 days, including today, until the 27th of September. This is pretty much the Boar Fest stage of the alt season. And why do I think that this is going to be happening like this? Well, it's very simple. So let's actually go back to the 4-year cycle, which I've been talking about for a very long time on this channel. A lot of people still consider this as just, we're still in a lengthening cycle. This year's different. This year's different because there's institutional money in. And don't get me wrong, I think that this year's different in terms of percentage gains on altcoins. I just don't think it's different for the 4-year cycle, and I think that it's easy to see that. So overall, when we look back to September, so this is that August high that we had. Here's August 28th, and then we had that slight pullback in September. Now this led us to about September 11th, which was yesterday. Okay, so just to give you guys an insight, this is pretty much where it ended, and we actually kind of pumped up a little bit more. Now, overall, after September 11th, we actually see on September 18th, it kind of traded sideways. It traded sideways all the way until the 25th. And then on October 2nd, the week of October 2nd is when we really seen the next major price move. And we do see that it topped out a little bit. Now, I do think that in October, it's going to be a little bit of an uphill-downhill battle. I think the major news or the major pumps will start in December. It's going to still be good. It's still going to be sideways momentum for a little bit of time, but I still think that the price action is going to be very solid. In terms of all-time highs, those will be happening this year, in my opinion, no doubt about it. I also think that we will see a lot more price action as we do move forward. But we also see the fact that from the date that we dropped fully on to the next major price action move, it was about roughly 21 days. I don't think that it's going to have to take that long. I think that this actually shortens in terms of length on how long we consolidate for and how long we wait for the next major move. I think Bitcoin's kind of showing us that right now. But from our current levels, even to the all-time high up here, which I know a lot of people don't kind of consider this an all-time high because a lot of people, even David Schwartz himself, said that a lot of people actually weren't able to sell the top. And nobody gets to sell the exact top, just to give you guys an insight. Now, I do know that the all-time high on some exchanges is like $3.84, whatever. I'm actually going to go off of this because we do have the two levels here. So overall, from that bottom level to the top here was roughly about an 1,800% of an increase in price. Now, I've already done the math on the 1,800% of an increase in price from our current levels. It's very significant. It's about $18 plus. Now, overall, in regards to where I think our targets lie after we hit all-time high, go into price discovery where we go, a lot of people are calling for $10, $13. I think around $10 to $15 is a solid pinpoint to actually take some profit, maybe even sell a little bit. But I also think that we could see $15 to $25, and I've been saying that for a fairly long time. But overall, even if we go back to 2013, 2014, the new all-time high is always made in December or around December. But we do get solid price action happening in October as well, which I think is what's going to happen for us. I think October is going to be fairly nice in terms of a ride up. Now, again, 2013, 2014 was a little bit of a, kind of a very weird time period for crypto. It was very new still, but we do know that it was a bull run. So overall, we didn't bottom out officially until October. So it was kind of a shorter drop in 2017, 2018 than in 2013, 2014, but we still had that slight pullback happen in around September, but we didn't top out until September. So it was actually a shorter time frame in 2017, 2018, but it still happened around that fall period. Now, overall, the major bottom price was actually made here on October 28th. Now, don't mind this drop here in November. This was most likely either a scam wick, but it's still on that bottom level of the 28th of October. But we do see in November was where the nice solid price action happened. And we do know that October was the beginning of that nice solid price action in 2017, 2018. So are we looking for some solid price action at the end of September instead of October? That would be the biggest validation pinpoint. It doesn't matter though. I'm still holding strong, and I still think that we will have a major bull run this year. Now overall, from the bottom of that candle, we did about 100% of an increase in price. But overall, from the bottom here to the all-time high, which I'm going to go off of where the major price action kind of laid still at, was roughly about 817% of an increase in price. Sorry. So overall, realistically speaking, when we look at this overall cycle that we are in, this was some solid price action moves back in the 2013-2014 bull run. And yes, we did see some solid moves still in the 2014-2015 year, but that wasn't a bull run. That was pretty much just a little bit of some price action movement. But overall, when we look back at these cycles, we could expect some very good solid price action happening in the fall. Where we do get to all-time highs, that will most likely happen around that December time period, but it might happen even earlier, especially in regards to there's a lot of key factors in regards to the SEC lawsuit. We also see the SEC lawsuit bringing some relistings. Maybe, who knows what will happen. But overall, I think we could see a retest of $2 being broken by, I would say, at least within the time period of pretty much the end of October into the beginning of November. And then by December, like I said, being all-time high plus, going to $10 plus. Who knows, the FOMO will be major, but it could happen very, very early still. It doesn't have to happen later in the months. For an example, I think in October we could see a retest of the all-time high actually being broken on XRP, depending on how fast it could move. But we all know that XRP loves to move fast when it does, and we also know that XRP is the last 10% of the bull run mover in regards to where it actually does move. But overall, I think that we are moving into something like this. Now, obviously, I'm not saying in terms of the price action, like we're going to top out at $2 plus in January. No, I'm just saying this is how long the cycle will last, in my opinion, for us to really kind of top out above all-time highs, going to those nice targets of $10 plus, but also in the sense of, XRP, like I said, could be having some nice solid price action within this time zone, within that September-October time zone to retest $2 plus and going to all-time highs. So where do I think that we pretty much end up in terms of getting to $2? That I think will most likely happen by the middle to the end of October. But I still think that we get some nice solid price action in October. Will most likely be around the $1.50 zone. We'll most likely retest something like this at about $1.57 in October, the middle of it at least. And then by the end of October, we'll be over the $2 zone. And then by November, around there, I think that we will break the all-time high, as we do get a lot of news regarding the SEC lawsuit around that time as well. So with that being said, I also want to talk to you guys a little bit about Bitcoin. So I think Bitcoin's following the same structure. I think 21 days to 84 days. So I'm going to call this the 2184 pattern that we're basically trading in, as this goes all the way back. Again, as you guys know, I love to look at the overall 4-year cycle, and let me go to Bitstamp just to show you guys that as well. So we do see again that 19% drop followed by 121. These percentages actually change drastically as Bitcoin's actually not moving as much. Now, I don't know this 121. This 121 is actually not an accurate depiction. This is just to my personal targets. But we do see that the percentages on Bitcoin have decreased significantly going back to the 2013-14 bull run, 2017-2018 bull run. But we still get that nice solid pullback in September, ranging us into that October high. As we do see here, the bottom structure was bottoming out on September 11th, actually. On the week of September 11th, we had that solid slight movement on the 18th of September, and then by the 25th of September, we were back into price action movements with the highest pinpoint. This all-time high was actually made in October of 2017. So I think that Bitcoin's going to show us some solid price action movements in October, similar to the 2017 or 2013-2014 bull run, as we do range here. So as we even see here, back in 2013, we had that slight pullback in September. As we do see here, it bottomed out fully on September 30th, and then by October we were back into all-time highs. No, the all-time high actually was made in November, but we were back into nice solid uphill price movements in October. So I think that the cycle is getting a little bit, shorter in terms of drops and pumps. So we could see a pump actually happen faster on Bitcoin, and we don't actually have to wait that full cycle pattern of the 2184. But I still think that we are trading in that solid price action movement, and I think that we will see all-time highs within that November or October-November time period for XRP and also even Bitcoin. So with that being said, prepare yourselves for that parabolic run. I think that the overall market looks fairly good. We have been sitting stable today. Today is the weekly close. Tomorrow is the key factor to look into regarding the indices closing fairly red on Friday. So definitely keep an eye out on that. Keep an eye out on the dollar, and I will be watching Bitcoin and XRP very closely throughout this fall period of time. So with that being said, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys don't want free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. That's been Nick. Peace out, guys.